So these are my pre-lab answers. You can see I did a voltage divider equation to figure out the voltages. The issue with that code that was given to us was this \t. That was causing everything to be deleted and not show up. And then for part 3, we know that this is the height and width, which is 10, which that means diameter, so I know this has a radius of 5. Okay, so this is a demonstration of part 1 of the lab 3. And here you can see I have 2 potentiometers, all grounded and hooked up to 5 volts. And then you can see I'm utilizing pins A5, A4, and here you can see that I have it running, and I will demonstrate that it can run around the edges. So you can see there. And then you can also see the color palette changes, so it gets yellow. As I go down, it gets more white, more blue, and then back to blue. Okay, so this is part 1 and number 5, and this is the oscilloscope. One of the big changes I had to make was this delay. So it was 50 earlier, I had to change it to 80 so that it would move correctly. And then also, I had to create something that would basically count the amount of iterations to make sure I was incrementing by 50 milliseconds as I moved across the page. And so I know it's 512 pixels across, and so I wanted to be able to count that. And so I initially create a millis, and then I create a previous time, and from there I know my interval is 50 milliseconds, and so I can count. Right, and then from there, I know that once I reach the end of the page, I want to move it back to 0 and reset the background from there. And so I will hit this, and you see it starts up, and then I will adjust this, and you can see that it moves as I move the potentiometer up and down there as it moves across the screen. And I'll let it demonstrate that it does work when it hits the other side. And you see it resets. This is part 2 of gamepad. So here I have these wires. So this denotes right and left, and this denotes down and then up here, and those are connected to those pins there. In my code here, you can see that I decided to make 2 global variables, x and y, and then from there I reference from my Arduino, which you can see I'm digital reading these pins, and then I read them here, and basically I created if statements to basically modulate my x and y directions as I move. And then I also make sure to draw a circle with no stroke, the same color as my background, to make it seem like I'm erasing. And so I'll hit go here, and you'll see here that Spring 21 pops up, and I'll get ready to show you what it's like after it's done. So this is my finished video. As you can see, I did nick an edge of it, but it is working like I would want to with being able to erase it. I guess the main thing down there at the bottom, you can see the coordinates, because I wanted to at least know where it would be at along it, but it is able to erase everything.